What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, how you doing? How you be?
And my mouth is gold. Shorty said she like my teeth, okay, forever, ever. You would never tell a lie, bitch, forever, ever. I'm getting to this ride.
So in today's video, I'm just gonna be talking about basically the surgery I had and why I had it. I told y'all I had a surgery, but I basically said I'm not gonna talk about it unless somebody requests me to talk about it, and somebody requested to talk about it. So you ain't gotta watch this video, but this is basically for the people that requested this video of me. So if you wanna know what surgery I had and why I had it and all those type of things, then just keep watching. I didn't record anything on the surgery. Like, I didn't record me in the bed. I didn't take no pictures or nothing because I actually had really bad anxiety and I was not thinking about YouTube at all. So basically it all started sometime last year. I have like bladder problems sometimes. It's not all the time, but sometimes my bladder, I'll feel like I have to pee and then basically nothing will come out. And my regular doctor, I kept complaining about it, and my regular doctor, she was like doing tests and everything, and she was basically like, girl, we don't know what's wrong with you. Obviously that's not what she said, but that's kind of how I felt because I kept going back for the same thing over and over again. And she's like, oh well, we don't know. They sent me to a specialist called a urogyne. It's exactly what it sounds like. He specializes in uro and gyne, so basically your bladder and your so I went to him. He did like all the basic tests or whatever to see what was wrong. And he said that he didn't really see anything, and he said something about that I might have to have a laparoscopy. I don't know how to say this word. That's what it's called. That's what I had. A laparoscopy. Laparoscopy. I don't know how to say it. I don't know, because when I was there, the doctors and nurses were saying it, but they was all saying it differently, so I don't know. So he was basically like, yeah, you might want to get that because then we can like look in your bladder and like on the outside of your bladder and see what's going on or whatever, because the ultrasounds and scans and stuff wasn't really showing them nothing. And I was like, nah, I don't want that, because I really didn't want surgery. And then basically I kept having the problems. It would get to the point where sometimes it gets so like the frequency, the urine frequenation, sometimes the frequent urination would get so bad to the point where like it felt like I had to pee all the time. I think it was like maybe a week or 2 weeks where I felt like I had to pee. Like I felt like I was holding my pee for hours all day every day. And when I went to pee, only 2 drops would come out, and I'm just like, yo, this is not like, what is wrong with my bladder? It should not feel like I have to pee all the time. And then when I go pee, only 2 drops come out, and then I will be relieved from like feeling like I have to pee for like 10 seconds, and then I would instantly feel like I have to pee again. And it wasn't like a regular, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. It was like you on a road trip and there's no bathrooms for miles and miles and miles, and you've been holding your pee for 5 hours. That's what it was like. So yeah, basically I went for that, and he was asking me questions. I don't remember how he got on this topic, but he asked me about using protection when having it, and I was like, no. And then he was like, and you haven't been pregnant? And I was like, no. So he was like, and you've been doing this for 5 years? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's kind of not normal to be having sex for 5 years with no protection and you've never been pregnant. And I was like, oh really? And then from that he started asking me about my periods. Like, they're super irregular. Sometimes I miss whole periods altogether. So he was like, yeah, kind of sounds like you have endometriosis. And I was like, you know what, I've been thinking that because my cramps be like on a whole nother level. Like, they're debilitating. Like, my first 3 days I just lay on the floor and cry for 3 days. Well, sometimes it's 2 days, usually it's 3 days. And then on top of that, the medicine that I was taking for my cramps, it eventually stopped working. So nothing helps for my cramps unless it's 800 milligram ibuprofen or something stronger than that. But yeah, he was basically like, we might need to check and see if you have endometriosis. And I was like, oh, okay, how we gonna do that? And then he was like, oh, you have to get that word, because I'm not saying it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was gonna make an appointment to get it, and then some stuff happened with my job, so I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't make an appointment to get it, and then I had to wait some months to get some more insurance. And then I was like, all right, boom, I'm ready, here we go. So basically the surgery I got is usually 3 holes. They put one in your belly button and then one on each side of your belly button, and I think the camera goes in the belly button, and then the other 2 tools go in the other holes. So basically the purpose of this surgery is to like go in and burn off any endometriosis on uteri. Is it uteri? What is the plural for uterus? So endometriosis on the uterus looks like, it's kind of like a white spot, and it's like, it's puckered up kind of. I thought I was gonna have a lot of endometriosis, to be honest, because the way that my cramps is, like, I really thought it was because of endometriosis, but turns out that I only had a little bitty piece on my uterus, and yeah, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I went in at 11 a.m. and I was done at 6:30 probably. And majority of the time I was just sitting in the room waiting for the surgery to start, because he had somebody else before me, but my actual surgery was only 45 minutes. I went there, I checked in, I put on my little gown with my booty cheeks out, and I was in that gown from like 11 to, it has to be like 11 to 4:30 or something like that. I was sitting there for a very long time. Obviously I ain't feel nothing because I was under anesthesia. But when I woke up crying. I was already crying before I woke up, because when I woke up my face was wet. It was tears coming out my eyes, and I was crying, and I was saying I want my mama over and over again. And the nurse was like, you gotta calm down, you gotta calm down. I was like, no, I don't want to calm down, I want my mama. And he's like, are you in any pain? And I was like, no, I'm not in any pain, I just want to go home. And he was like, all right guys, let's get her out of here, she wants to go home. I was like, yes, I'm out the jam. The nurses beforehand, they was kind of saying that the recovery, like at home, they were saying that it was like painful for a lot of people, but for me it wasn't painful. Like, I didn't feel any pain. It just felt like I had did 1,000 sit-ups. I only really felt it in the top of my abs, really. I didn't feel it where they cut the holes or nothing. I only felt it really at the top of my abs. So I was like hunched over like this for a few days, but eventually I had to like force myself to stand up, because I was like, okay, I can't be walking around hunched like this. So I think after like 4 days, maybe 4 or 5 days, I started telling myself, stand up, Unique, stand up straight, Unique, stand up straight, Unique. So yeah, eventually I started standing straight up and everything was cool or whatever. I do got some pictures. So first of all, if you've been here before, then you know I'm hairy, so don't try to come for me, because I definitely was not about to shave before or after a surgery. But yeah, so this is a picture of that same night. I came home and I just took a picture. That's why my stomach is still kind of orange, because it still got like the iodine on it or whatever. And they also had to like stick something in my cervix to hold my uterus up at a certain angle so they could see everything. So I did bleed for a few days after, but it wasn't like crazy bleeding. But the nurse did say that if the bleeding gets worse, you need to come back in, because that's probably not a good sign. I'm gonna put some more pictures up here. I don't know from when they're from, but I'm gonna show you it today. I got my surgery on December 23rd and it is now January 13th. To seal it, they did not use stitches or anything, because I guess the tools they were using weren't that big, so the holes weren't that big, so they didn't have to use stitches. They just used some skin glue, and that's kind of what you're seeing around it, but it's actually healing really fast. And then the medicine they gave me is ibuprofen, 600 milligrams. He gave me, how many is in here, I don't know, 60. He gave me 60 of those, so I will definitely be using these for my cramps, because baby. He also gave me oxycodone HCl 5 milligram tablet. He only gave me 10 of these. So far I only took one, and this had me on my ass. I didn't even take this for pain from the surgery. I took this from pain from my cramps, because that's really how bad my cramps be. And when I tell y'all, when I took this, I could not feel a thing, and I was high for like 4 hours. So this is definitely the way to go for my cramps anyway. I don't know about nothing else, but this definitely worked for my cramps. So yeah, that's basically it. I got the surgery basically because he thought that it was kind of weird that I had been having unprotected intercourse for so long and I hadn't been pregnant. And then also with that, they looked at my bladder a little closer and he saw that it was like little it's like a bunch of little red spots on my bladder, and he said it's basically from my bladder being distended, which basically means probably at some point in time when all of this frequent urination first started, I was probably holding my bladder with too much pee in it for too long, and that basically messed up. I don't know if it messed up like the elasticity of my bladder or something, but yeah, he said that. He said, oh my goodness. Making this video just reminded me that I still did not get my medicine from CVS for my bladder. So that being said, he gave me some medicine for my bladder, and he said that if that doesn't work, there's also a medicine that they put in a catheter and it goes directly into my bladder. And I was like, that sounds painful. I'm gonna wait for that one. I'm gonna see if this first medicine works first, and if it don't work, then I guess that's the way I gotta go. But let me show y'all what my wounds are looking like now. I really don't. Hold on. Okay, so this one was bigger. It was this big, but basically the skin glue turns into a scab and it peels off. So it peeled off mostly. It's just this little part right here left. This one was bigger. The hole they made was bigger, so it's still like a lot left. And my belly button is right here. It's only at the bottom. It was a piece that was like connected up here at the top too, but I kind of ripped it off because it was very annoying. If I pull it like this, it's kind of not attached to my skin right here. But yeah, so that just kind of shows you how fast it healed. Once again, I don't know how many days that is from December 23rd to January 13th. I know I'm trash at math, but yeah, however many days it is, that's how long it took for these wounds to heal the way they have. I give it like maybe a week and a half and they'll probably be all the way off. And I don't think it's gonna be too much of a scar. It might be like a little one. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to come up here and kind of explain the surgery I had and why I had it and how it's going now. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Also, since you're done hitting that subscribe button, you might as well go and click the notification bell so you can be notified next time I post a video, because I know you want to see this video, so I know you want to see my next video, so you might as well just keep the ball rolling. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.
She said be humble, but I'm not. Thanks a lot, yeah. Hey, forever, ever. You would never tell a lie, bitch, forever, ever. They gon' like it and subscribe.